sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver Common Sense Show. 8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, I hate this mixer. I hate this mixer. Come on. Maybe if I just talk sweet to it. Come on. Come on. Let's see. Come on. There we go. Is that it? I think so. All right. Let's step back away from the mixer. Step back away. Oh, God. I don't have a lot of information on it today, but I will get into it probably tomorrow. But I'm telling you, I'm getting sick of this bullshit. Now the Democrats are desperate. Now they're spreading about mental illness. Talk about desperation. It is a joke, the Democrats are. And I'm sorry, media, when you put up polls, they kind of make me laugh because the same polls that you're showing me, whatever it is, are the same polls done by the same people that said Trump would not be president. So, these are the same polls that said he was so far behind he couldn't win. These are the same polls that... Yeah. Crapola. I'm not buying those polls because like only 22% support him right now and 35 are resistant. You know what? 35 think it's cool. Oh, I'm part of something. I'm part of a group. Yay. It's well, New York Times wants the Congress to confront Trump. Well, the Democrat Congress did not confront Obama. No. And friggin' left is so... They're showing their hypocrisy so goddamn bad to the American people. It's blaring in everybody's face. They're sticking up for rioters. They're encouraging rioting. And you want to talk about fake news? Al Franken, he's got a mental illness, and GOP's coming to talk to me about it. I'm a failed comedian, and I'm just as much a failed senator. It's... What if that was... and I'm going to be going to this a lot because it pissed me off their actions. Because we couldn't say fucking boo about Obama without being called a goddamn racist. We couldn't even disagree with him without being called a racist. Imagine if they said that about Obama. Holy shit, that senator would have had to resign, but Al Franken's going to be held up. Why? Because he wants to run for president. If he's the goddamn president, I feel sorry for this country. If he actually were to win in 2020, I would feel sorry for this country that idiot would make president. And that would show, if he became a candidate, it would show just how much of a joke the left has become. And I just... The left is just imploding. No other way to put it. Because if they're successful, this country is screwed. If the left is successful at what they're trying to do, we are screwed as a country. I love how how these congressmen trying to, oh no, there's no voter fraud. Now more and more we're hearing there's some little bit of proof behind it. The ball's getting rolling. If the media wanted to break a good story, they'd start reporting on it. And they are. And it's getting started. It seems they wanted to hide all these Congress. It is... Our country's turning into a huge joke. Not because of Trump. Because of the establishment. They're so afraid right now that their job's in jeopardy, which they are. They should be. And they were throwing this massive hissy fit. I don't know how else to put it. It's a massive hissy fit. And I'm kind of sitting back, snickering a little bit. And I know it's kind of bad. It's kind of evil of me. Because on Friday, California Governor Jerry Brown was seeking the help from President Trump. Yeah, now he's been bashing Trump all this time, and now, I need your help. Can you help me? Trump will do it because it's not the state so much. With the weather that they're having. The rain and all. They got major disasters. They have a dam that is in danger of collapsing, I think it is. Breaking, eroding, spilling over. And that's going to be something that's going to impact, because they had to evacuate close to 200,000 people. Because if that breaks, they got people dead in Northern California from the rain, knocked out power to about 1 million Californian homes and businesses. But why I find that makes me snicker is this is I'm going to fight Trump. I'm not going to do anything he wants. I'm going to fight and fight and fight. I need help. I need to be declared a major disaster. Can you help me? See, that's why they need to watch when they do nothing but challenge. It can come back and bite you on the ass. It is what it is. I'm still stuck on these Democrats. It just boggles my damn mind. Desperate. Desperation. Dun, 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 dun. It's... It's aggravating. I'm sorry. It's just aggravating the piss out of me. The false, the outright lies that they're pushing to try to discredit Trump. And that's what it just bugs. They're so desperate to stop Trump from being successful. It's mind-boggling. It really is. I found this little clip, Krafthammer, and he's talking how it'll be a good thing if Elizabeth Warren leads the Democrat Party. And I want to play this because I kind of agree with him.
Syndicated columnist and Fox News contributor Charles, good to see you this evening. Welcome. Your thoughts
nice
on what we are seeing, we're witnessing here, and also on the Elizabeth Warren moment that we just all listened to.
Well, I have a piece of breaking news. The sun will rise in the east tomorrow. Look, everybody has known that Sessions was going to be confirmed. What we saw over the last 24 hours or so was kabuki theater. The Democrats are completely powerless. So they're trying to get attention, and they are also trying to placate a very agitated base.
I kind of like that kabuki theater because they have no power, so they're given this illusion that more or less like a little kid. So to get the attention, they're going to throw a little fit. Look at me! Look at me! Look at me!
That has not recovered from Election Day. It has occasional remissions, but the anxiety and the depression are still there. So they have to appease them. But this was all for show. And what we saw as part of that show was Elizabeth Warren being quieted and being essentially shut down by the GOP, which I thought sort of helped everybody. It sure made her, it made her day.
Yeah,
it gave her tremendous attention, probably a lot of cash for 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And for Republicans, they didn't look that good, but they've got the majority. They're going to get the cabinet. They're going to get their Supreme Court nominee. And if you're looking at this nefariously, and I think with Mitch McConnell, you've got to assume that he usually looks 2 steps ahead. Who would you rather have as the front runner for the Democrats than Elizabeth Warren? If you can give her a gratuitous boost, why not? If the Democrats run a left-wing Democrat, they're more likely to lose than if they run a centrist. So I think it's win-win all around here.
So you think this is a very crafty move, even if it made him look bad temporarily by Senator McConnell? I just want to put up a tweet because you mentioned the prior election, and Elizabeth Warren may be thinking, as you point out, Charles, quite clearly about the next election and getting herself ready for that. She's done a ton of fundraising off what happened last night. And here, Hillary Clinton sent out this tweet, and she's quoting Mitch McConnell. She was warned. She was given an explanation. Nevertheless, she persisted. And then Hillary Clinton adds at the bottom, so must we all, Charles.
Oh, my. Well, if you're going to rely on an endorsement from, shall we say, the most shocking loser, except for the Atlanta Falcons, in our lifetime, I don't think you're off to a good start. This is sort of the old theme, the Republicans and the war on women. You know, a gentleman telling a woman to be quiet. They play this card every time. It never works. So if they want to exhaust themselves, the Democrats, on playing that card, be my guest. Whether McConnell was actually thinking of a 3-cushion shot here, I have no idea. But I'd like to think he was.
Charles, thank you very much.
And back to his original point, that gave her a boost, which a lot of people think. That could be a good thing because that's going to push her. I mean, that's going to push the Democrat Party, and they're already veering off the cliff of the left. They're driving their car. They're doing a Thelma and Louise off the cliff with no plan. Well, at least that's my opinion. I think right now, yeah, they got some of the youth backing them. They got kids that want to tear up the world. It doesn't impress me. It really doesn't. Because it is what it is. They are this rioting, and it doesn't impress me. In fact, it pisses me off. It makes me push me away. And it's doing that with a lot. The moderates, Democrat moderates, are running away from the party. Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi are Thelma and Louise, and they're driving the party off the cliff. Except that clown car has a few more people in it. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Radio. We will be right back.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cat for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. Oh, I tried at least. It's going to be a long 4 years, I tell you. A very long 4 years. And it, I know I'm yipping on the same thing, but it is. Well, it is what it is, but it's. We have to stand up to more than ever before. We need to stand together and show that we are one. That we don't approve of these tactics that are being used. We don't approve of anything that's being done right now. It's appalling what I see going on. Appalling. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I don't find any of this really useful. In fact, I find it very sickening. And what's worse is you actually have these adults that think it's a good thing to do. That's the sickening part. You would think that these people would have a little bit of decorum to act appropriately. They couldn't act appropriate in a kindergarten class. That's that. Disgusting is what their actions are. Absolutely appalled. So it's. But I gotta stop the. It's gonna be a big fight, and we have to continue fighting. We can't sit back and allow this to happen. Now, I'm not saying we go out and fight in the street, because that's actually what they want. They are looking for us to go out and start the fights, or at least fight back. That they want that so bad. You know, it's. And there's others that even think that that's what they're looking for. They want that. How did Laura Ingraham said the left is pushing protest in hopes of a powder keg moment. They want that powder keg moment. So they could turn around, even though they are the ones that have been doing all this, then they could turn around and see, the conservatives are the violent ones. They want this. They're pushing for it. Why else would they condone violence? Why else would they push for these radical rioters? One thing we need to do, we need to find the financing that goes back to Soros and charge him for such. So he should not be allowed to get away with such travesties in our country. He's banned in God knows how many countries already. Why? Because of this type of issues. And he keeps pushing them and pushing them. And we allow it. That's the sick part. We allow these actions to continue. This is not protesting. Protesting is acceptable. This is unacceptable. This is outright violence. As I say, the protesters, they call themselves protesters. Many of them are criminals, and they are criminals because they are denying a government official the ability to do government business at a public school. And I'm talking about Secretary Education Devros. They complain that she doesn't know anything about public schools. She hates public schools. She's going to kill all public schools. Then she goes to a public school and viciously and horrible things are said about her and preventing her from actually entering the school. Which really made me snicker on it. They talk how bad she is for it, but then won't let her in to learn about it. Even one of the unions came out and said for him to knock it off. One of the heads of the unions for a teachers union told him to knock their shit off. Why? Because it's childish, number one. Number two, it's the exact opposite effect of what they're trying to do. The left isn't about education. The left is about devastation. Left isn't about advancement. The left is about control. It's about keeping people on the plantation. It's got me sick. Now, of course, you have Democrat strategist Jamal Simmons. Oh, he's trying a new tactic. A new tactic. Oh, my God, I haven't heard this tactic before. America First is really white America First. Jesus Christ, this didn't work 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 2 months ago, 6 months ago. They've been going at it with a racist card for this whole campaign, and it has not worked. So what do? They go back to it again. They go back to, and it's quoting, the thing that is so concerning is me is that the president is undermining all American institution. He's going after the press. And I've seen some people push back. He's going after the press. Has he had phone records yanked of any reporters? No, he hasn't. That was Obama. Did he try to change the regulations of FCC to control the news? No, that would be Obama. Did he try to put a government official into the newsroom to approve of the news? No, that was Obama. He's going after the judiciary. Oh, wait a minute. So did Obama. Obama made some vicious comments about the Supreme Court in front of the Supreme Court's face during the union speech. Can't think of the full thing. Somehow all that, though, is what his America First sounds really like white America First. How he jumped that shark and got to that. I mean, he doesn't need nothing to get there. I mean, he's just going to do it. I'm so sick of this. If it doesn't work, we'll wait another week or two and we'll try it again. Oh, it didn't work. We'll wait again and we'll do it again. And we'll do it again. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. How about when Obama attacked the Supreme Court and over his denial and his unconstitutionality of overreach with his amnesty? That was okay. Oh, that was okay. You know what? If I would have heard the same rhetoric, back when Obama was president, I see the justification. Okay. But no, none of this was ever said. They applauded him for doing it. Now, all of a sudden, they got issues. No, they got issues, all right. What a joke. It is a big, blessed joke. I don't know about you, but I'm getting tired of this joke. It really is tiresome. it's I wish we actually had some people that would actually worry about our government instead of playing politics. Because what's going on is not helping us at all. We are we're in trouble. It's what we are. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Radio. We will be right. Come on. There we go. I didn't even touch the damn mixer. We will be right back.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on SHRmedia.com and HighPlainsDailyNews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying Kaufman is stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on SHRmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the ReaverOfCommonSense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. Or at least trying to. It's going to be a long... I know I keep saying it, but it's going to be a long, long 4 years. Cause I don't see him stopping anytime soon. The rhetoric's going to go on and on and on. They're going to do everything they can to try to do as much damage on the way. I mean, in 2018, if they get smacked again and they lose total control, I think that's the only thing that's going to really wake them up. This path they're going down, yes, they got these extremists that are behind them, but that's not going to give them any big wins. It really isn't. But that's their problem. They think they got to, fight. Instead of sometimes the answer isn't fight. Sometimes it's just, they could just sit back right now, and if they think Trump's going to do that bag, they go into a damage mode. Damage control. And they let Trump do the damage. Let him do the dirty work. But no, they want to be out there doing the damage. I if they had a half a brain, they could just sit back and we're not in control. We're going to try to stop him, but there's not much we could do at this time. We've lost our seats, and we're going to regroup. We're going to, try to make sure he doesn't damage this country too bad. But in the same token, we got to let him do what he's going to do. And just people pay attention. Yes, this is what he's going to do. We'll point it out as it goes. And actually point stuff out. This sky is falling every 5 goddamn minutes. I'm serious. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. That's all they keep doing. I don't know about you, but that gets tiresome after a while. Because that's all we keep hearing is how the sky is falling. The sky is falling. Well, the sky's still up in the air. Our government's still running. And it's going to keep going. Trump's doing better than anybody would have bet he is doing. And that scares the piss out of him. That's what the issue is. Because he's doing better than they thought he ever would. And they don't know how to handle it. Because they think he would already... 3 weeks into his presidency, they think he would have already failed and been on his way out. Man, they got some good shit that they're smoking over there. The new federal study, the intel agency lacked data to assess whether Syrian refugees are lying. Even somebody as, according to the left, uneducated as me, can understand that the Syrian refugees could tell us they were the Fonz. And we couldn't do anything to say otherwise. Because there is nothing to put those records. There's nothing, to pull the records. There's no records on them. Okay, he's the Fonz. There's no way to say yes or no. And that's what a lot of people don't understand when it comes to this. There's no records for us to verify what these people are saying. And then for the longest time, we weren't allowed to look at their social media? Bullshit. I call shenanigans. And they cannot screen against information that they do not have. There's no information to check what they're saying. There's no records. What little records Syria had are destroyed. And don't you think that Syria, knowing they have a problem with ISIS and so forth, have a chance to get rid of these people out of their country? Because they don't want them in Syria. So they have a chance to get rid of them. Do you think they're going to go, oh, no, they're lying. That's not who they are. They're going to be like, yeah, yep, their information's correct. Go ahead, take them. Your problem now. I think the best one I saw was Australia refused to take those Syrians because they knew they would be a danger to their country. But when we refused, we were the bad guys. How dare we refuse them? We agreed to take them from Australia. And Australia had them in a prison-like state. That's not the way it works. No. We are not we take everything. We are not sloppy seconds. We're not Mikey. No. Yeah. And it's our responsibility. You know what our responsibility is? To take care of Americans. And when I say Americans, America first, it's not white Americans. It's all Americans. All the colors. What's funny is the only ones that keep talking about color is the Democrats. That's scary as hell. Because I'm going to say it outright. They're the fucking racist. They're the ones that are always bringing color into it. They're the ones always trying to make we say we want to go after the terrorists, the extreme part of the Muslim religion. Democrats mix all of them together. We talk Americans. They'd say only whites. We talk justice. Oh, we just want to put black people away. They're the ones that are always pointing out race. That's kind of scary. Seriously, that's a little... Because all they could do is talk individuals while we're talking what's best for a whole. That's some shit that's got to change. We got to do something, people. It's scary. This is what we have, and this is what's best of. This is the best the Democrat Party has to offer. I'd be pissed if I was the Democrat. And that's not what I would have signed up for. To have that shitty of a... I don't know, it is what it is, and let's step on from there. Step off. Oh, boy. But how are we supposed to... How are we supposed to vet these people? Nobody can tell me that because nobody knows. There's nothing to back that information. I've been saying this for about a year or two. There's no way to back that information up. There's no way. There's nothing to check. So, yeah, I am against Syrian refugees coming here right now. Children, men, women, I don't care. Because you know who I care about? The women of this country. The children of this country. I would rather keep a problem from happening than trying to... See, here's the difference. All right, let's see if I can explain this way. Republicans want to be proactive and make sure that nothing happens, while the Democrats want to be reactive and wait for something to happen and then go, oh, what a shame. Americans got killed. Oh, what a shame. Now we'll do something. Oh, what a shame. Where the Republicans are going, there's going to be an issue with this. There could be a very good chance that Americans are going to lose their lives, and I'm not going to deal with it. So, no, we're not allowing it. But, yeah, we're the racists for wanting to keep anything from happening. We're the bad guys because we're trying to make sure the country stays safe. Yeah, I see that. What idiots they are. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Radio. We will be right back.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying Catherine is stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Much Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. Well, where's that article? Schumer's claiming this big victory because the Ninth Circuit Court has upheld the ban. That's all the ruling was, whether the ban should be lifted on an emergency basis or kept. That's all. Not whether the ruling, the EO was constitutional or not. Okay? And they're claiming this big victory that Trump is unconstitutional. Oh my God, if you got to go to such extremes to claim a victory, that's how sorry you are. Now, if they would have wanted to fight that 9th District ruling, probably could overturn it with ease because of how many rulings are turned over in the 9th District. 80% of their rulings are overturned. And they want to claim some big victory on that little bit. Oh my God, is that desperation? Oh, and to make it real easy, all he has to do is scrap that EO and rewrite a new one to correct a couple of small issues that they had with that one, the current one. And he could just keep writing these EOs just to mess with them. And now the Democrats actually have the balls to complain about, yep, you guessed it, executive orders. They kept their mouth shut for how long? About executive orders. We had a president who tried governing us by executive orders. And now they're going to complain about executive orders. And he hasn't done anything to change the law or try to create law like Obama did. He's not trying to change immigration. He's just putting a pause on it so his administration can get a better hand since he just got in. And it's not any different than any other administration when they first get in, to put temporary blocks and holds on stuff so they can go over everything and see how they want to handle it. I saw this little thing and it made me laugh, but at the same time, that's scary because this guy is a mayor. The mayor of Los Angeles. The Los Angeles Police Department cannot properly solve crimes if they are busy enforcing immigration. You know, his officers, he says, are so bad that they can't, do two simple jobs. It's not like they're going to be out running around trying to solve crime and enforce at the same time. They can give out speeding tickets and solve crimes. They handle multiple murder cases at a time. Robbery, rape, burglary. But he says, I couldn't have my officer solving robberies, homicide, rapes, burglaries if they suddenly became deputized. Logically, we would stop solving crime in Los Angeles if we became immigration agents. He thinks real highly of his officers, that they can't walk and chew gum at the same time. Let me tell you, if I was on that police department, I'd be pissed at my mayor for making such an asinine comment. And that is a asinine comment. I can't have them do that. No. They're not smart enough to do two things at one time. What's that expression? Bitch, please. Yeah, I think those officers are pretty capable of doing those two things at the same time. I think those officers can do a better job than you ever could. Because they know what the meaning of enforce law means. You, as another Democrat politician, understand what can I get away with breaking the law. That's all these Democrats seem to do. Ooh, how far can I push it? What laws can I get away with breaking? And California is the worst of the worst. They admit they put in laws in California that are unconstitutional, and they don't care. They don't care. Let's see if I can. My typing today is way off. Let's see. California voted to exempt, the Senate exempted itself from California gun laws. That's funny. So the Senate doesn't have to abide by their crazy laws. But everybody else does. What the hell's California thinking? And the Democrats, they're still on this kick. Oh, my God, are they on a kick of the Russia again? They're back on that. It didn't work the first 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. So now... Oh, and Maxine Waters says we have to do the investigations to find evidence to impeach. Now she admits you need evidence. Now she wants to start holding investigations to find evidence. Does anybody see an issue there? If you go looking for an answer, you're going to create the answer. That's what's scary. It's just this they got a fascination with Russia. And there's more evidence that there was cohesion between Obama and Putin than Trump and Putin. That's the joke. If I get elected, I'll have more wiggle room for you. We're going to sell you uranium, a large. So, as an update, that a woman who was convicted of ID, the illegal alien that had a conviction for false identities and all that, she has been deported. Everybody's thrown. It's just amazing. We're enforcing laws and people. I just, Oh, and this stuff is stupid because I didn't watch the Grammys, but I'm seeing there was one artist. She wore a Trump dress, a pro-Trump dress. Oh, my God, people are going nuts over it. showing the picture of that dam. Sorry for jumping around. They're showing a picture of the dam, and they're just dumping water out of it. Massive amount of water. It's flowing over in some areas. And the part that makes the irony that California is complaining about being in a drought now. Now they got too much water. But, of course, it's global warming has caused both parts. That it just... No rain, global warming. Rain, global warming. Too much rain, global warming. Oh, my God, the left is just... Russia, 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 rain, rain, rain. Russia, 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 no rain, rain. Come on, people. We're better than this. We are way better than this. Come on, help me out here. I mean, seriously, I did. I'm seriously out at stupefied by the prospect that these people might run the country one day. That's what scares me. That really scares me. They have such a disdain for this country and the freedoms we have. But it's the freedoms we have that allows them to speak the rhetoric. It's a vicious cycle, vicious cycle. It's scary how our laws are being used against us. Our constitutional rights are being used against us. It's scary all the way around nowadays. And that doesn't mean we sit back and just let whatever happened happen. No, we keep fighting. I'm going to keep fighting no matter what, of course, but it's a daunting task. It is. It's but we keep marching forward. Because I don't know. The ICE is fighting back, which I'm glad to see. They're finally able to speak back. And they're fighting back against false reports of checkpoints and sweeps during ongoing operations targeting criminal aliens. Reports of ICE checkpoints and sweeps are false, dangerous, and irresponsible. In a statement written by ICE officials, these reports create mass panic and put communities and law enforcement personnel in unnecessary danger. Any groups falsely reporting such activities are doing a disservice to those they claim to support. They are putting so many people in danger so they can get a headline. Talk about fake news. You're listening to Oh, God, that was a bad transition, wasn't it? You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Radio. We will be right back.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cow for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reverbcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. The left is, I'm telling you, it's like the dying clawing that they're doing. Just, oh, no. Clawing and, well, if it didn't work this time, maybe if we do it again, it will work this time. That's the scary part. So I had talked about slightly, CNN did a town hall with Ted Cruz and Bernie Sanders, and I don't think they expected Ted Cruz to win as good as they did, or as he did. And I've had my issue with Ted Cruz, but I'll tell you what. He has one thing. He's able to... He's a good debater. And just Bernie Sanders lost just on when he told that woman, oh, well, that has a small business. When he didn't have an answer, just, oh, well, your problem. That was holy shit. I couldn't believe when he did that. But there was claims made. And the doctors that are supporting a return to patient-centered medicine they said, not politicians. There were some claims made that Bernie Sanders claimed that 20 million people will lose health care if ACA is repealed. Sanders said repeal of Obamacare means that if you're one of 20 million Americans who finally received health care, forget about it, you're gone, you're off health care. Don't you love the lies? And first off, and this is coming from a Louisiana-based Ear and Balance Institute, Dr. Gerard said, first off, among the purported 20 million who obtained health care insurance through ACA, 16 million are on Medicaid, and if ACA were repealed today, they'd still be on Medicaid. Also, of those 16 million, approximately 75% qualified for Medicaid before the ACA. The only reason why they didn't have Medicaid before the ACA was because they hadn't applied for it. They had no health care needs and only applied for the ACA because of the proposed penalty. That's the funny part. When a lot of people signed up, they didn't know that they were eligible for Medicaid. And when they signed up for their Medicaid, or for the ACA, I should say, it became apparent and they got put onto Medicaid. And it's a joke because it hasn't done that as much as they claim. It really hasn't. It's it drives me up a wall because so many people are so easily maneuvered to think this way because facts are misrepresented. And they are misrepresented. Facts are twisted. because they're not going to lose their insurance. It's the other among the 5 million who have subsidized private insurance through the ACA. Now there were 16 million, now approximately 5 million have insurance plan with a $6,000 deductible. These people are poor and don't even have a net worth of $6,000. It would make more sense for these patients to stop wasting their money on their portions of the insurance premiums and have no insurance. They could pay cash for their health care needs, and if they have catastrophic illness, apply for Medicaid. The cost of Obamacare is what is hurting. And I'm so sick of this. The misrepresentation. And about 4 million, yes, would lose insurance. But there's things that could be done. And another doctor, Dr. Kristen Held, asserts that Cruz's use of the map illustrating that 70% of the U.S. counties on Obamacare exchanges have a choice of only 1 or 2 health care plans. There's no choice. There's no options. Health care is a right is another claim. In his opening statement, Sanders cut right to the chase, the so-called moral argument for single-payer Medicaid for all health care. And that's what it's about, people. The United States is the only major country on earth not to guarantee health care to all people as a right. I believe we should move in that direction. The ACA has been a step forward. We have got to go further and join every other major country on earth and say that if you are an American, you are guaranteed health care as a right, not a privilege. Both senators responded to a woman who said her Obamacare insurance plan's high deductible and premiums prevented her from seeking further care after an abnormal pap smear. And this was a nurse. Great, she had the health care to go to the doctor to get the pap smear, but the advanced care she needs, she can't afford because of the deductible. Something like, if I remember right, she said was like $12,000. Now, Sanders went on and said, now, if you were in Canada, you know what? You can get the health care that you need. If you were in UK, France, Germany, Scandinavia, you would get the health care you need as a right of being a citizen in this country. Now, Cruz responded that when health care is considered a right to be fulfilled by government, it gets rationed to save cost. And his exact statement was, the United States population control delivers 3 times as many mammograms as... The United States delivers 3 times as many mammograms as Europe, 2.5 times the number of MRI scans, and 31% more C-sections. We provide more health care. Not only that, in the United Kingdom, for example, wait times in 2013, you waited 72 days for cataract surgery, 89 days for a hip replacement, and 95 days for a knee replacement. There are 3.7 million people in the United Kingdom right now on a waiting list waiting for health care. Whenever you put government in charge of health care, what it means is they ration. They decide who gets care and who don't. I don't think the government has any business telling you you're not entitled to health care. I don't want my government controlling my health care. They can't run a whorehouse. What makes them think they could run my health care? I'm serious. They can't run a whorehouse. What makes them think they can run health care? Claim number 3, people go without health care if they have no insurance. Sanders equates health care and health insurance, or health insurance with health care. It is utter nonsense and a ploy by the left to claim that people go without health care if they have no insurance. In fact, people without insurance and pay cash for health care have better outcomes than those who have Medicaid. Just because you have health insurance does not mean you will get health care. Ask any of the 50,000 Canadians who migrate south to the United States for health care. They get frustrated with a system that does not deliver on the promise for health care for all. Health insurance is not health care. No one in the U.S. goes without health care. The poorest among us, those on Medicaid, get better quality care and better access to health care than the richest of those in countries with socialized medicine. Another claim, 52 million people with pre-existing conditions would lose coverage if Obamacare is repealed. CNN moderator Dana Bash actually made that claim when she said if Obamacare is repealed, 52 million Americans could lose that guaranteed coverage because of those medical histories. Obamacare expert Betsy Something noted at the Wall Street Journal the number of Americans with pre-existing condition is more like 500,000, 500,000. She continues, for starter, half of Americans get their insurance through their employer. Another 34% are on Medicaid and Medicare. For all those people, pre-existing conditions are no barrier to coverage. Pre-existing conditions mattered before Obamacare only in the individual markets. But even there are few were affected. The Democrat chairman of the House Energy and Commerce Committee issued a report on individual market. Has stated that the 4 largest insurers, Aetna, Humana, United Health, and WellPoint, declined to issue policies to about 250,000. That's 250,000 people a year because of their medical history. A 2011 report from the Government Accountability Office found a similar number. Additionally, while government-run health insurance proponents want Americans to focus on the issue of those with pre-existing condition, Cruz observed that little attention has been given to the millions of Americans who were dropped from their insurance when Obamacare became law, as well as those for whom Obamacare's high deductible and premiums make their health insurance unusable. That's all ignored. And that is ridiculous. It's they're doing that magic trick. I'm telling you to look at this hand, you end up ignoring the other hand. You're looking at the hand of, the 250,000 that were turned down years ago that still would get it underneath any other Republican plans. They do not plan on removing pre-existing conditions. In the meantime, in the right hand, you're ignoring the millions upon millions upon millions of Americans that either A, lost their insurance, or B, can't afford to use the insurance they have. Great, they have health care. Guess what? They can't go to the doctor because they can't afford it. You ignore all those. And Most of the people that they tout for Obamacare were put on Medicaid. And everybody else is being fined, even though they were eligible to begin with. It's... People need health insurance to obtain routine health care. Dr. Jane Orient. Where'd I get Janet from? Oh, my God. Is executive director of the Association of American Physicians and Surgeons, AAPS, and a specialist in internal medicine. And it goes on that if people pay for their routine health care, costs of that care would come down. She recommends insurance for catastrophic care only. Insurance third-party payments cost way too much, as does medical care, and one cost spiral enables the other. We need to get the middleman out of medical care, restore true insurance, and insist on honest price signals. The right way to buy medical care are cash, catastrophic insurance, and charity. We need to stop legal plunder. I don't know about all that. But the cost, and I don't have the numbers of Obamacare now on the paperwork. The cost of the amount of paperwork that has to be done for Obamacare for when you go to the doctors is in the billions. The hours, time spent, everything. Obamacare is a paper weight. All right, it's that time. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Radio. We will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on SHRmedia.com and HighPlainsDailyNews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reverbcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reverb Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reverb of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. So I'm sitting here snickering because on the news they're talking about how will the left's Tea Party make a difference, like the actual Tea Party. And I loved how they can't even come up with, and the left cannot come up with something new, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to repeat what the right did with the Tea Party, and they're trying to create this. Well, the problem is the right took a movement of people, a realistic movement, and created something that was needed at the time. The left is trying to copy, and the copy is never as good as the original. And I don't see it going anywhere. Now I want to get on to, you know how I love my sanctuary cities. I just love them. And you're going to start seeing this happen more and more. Sanctuaries fall. They're going to cave in the face of losing federal funding. New Jersey is wasting money debating a bill that they want to become a sanctuary state. And if they lose federal funding, the people will make up the difference. They got mass exodus already in that state. And instead of going, what's going on that all the citizens are leaving? What can we do to make the state better? They're going, how can we screw over the people even more? We're going to be stupid. We're going to break the law. And then we're going to tell the people of the city that it's their responsibility to make up the financial loss because we're too stupid to follow the law. They're debating putting a law on that if they lose federal funding, that they're going to punish the residents of New Jersey and force them to pay extra in taxes for those lost revenues. They are the politicians are the ones that are breaking the laws by creating these sanctuary cities. They are breaking the laws by promoting these sanctuary cities. Then when they're going to get punished, they want to go and punish the American people for being law-abiding. That is an absolute ridiculous. I can't even fathom the reality that these politicians want to punish the citizens because they choose to break the law. It boggles my mind. They choose. It's just... Oh, man. Only politicians would come up with that dumb idea. They just keep going down deeper. But you're going to start to see these sanctuary cities, as originally started in this conversation, in my ramblings. You're going to see them fall to the wayside. We've seen multiple cities that have dropped the policy as it comes closer and closer, once they start looking at just how much money they would lose by becoming a sanctuary city. They're not dumb. They know how much trouble they would be in with they would lose. They wouldn't be able to stay in office if they actually went that route. So, you're going to start seeing these cities fall to the wayside more and more. And I'm just sitting here laughing. It's the death knell of the Democrat Party. They're going to try to you have Dayton, Ohio has dropped. Miami-Dade, Dayton, Saratoga, New York, Findlay County, Kansas, Bedford, Pennsylvania. They're all falling to the wayside. I mean, they tried everything they could, and they thought that Trump would blink first. Well, guess what? He didn't blink. Didn't blink at all. And the one that got caught was, yep, you guessed it, the left. The left is the one that had to swerve out of the way. Kind of makes me snicker. I really shouldn't, but I'm just sitting back watching as this shit show goes on of the Democrat Party, and you're going to see them fall to the wayside one by one. I think if they keep up the direction they're going, 2018 is going to be another landslide for the Democrats because they are not listening to the people. They're not listening to the people. They're listening to this rowdy minority group, small group of Americans that want all this rioting and stuff. They're giving in to this group. I don't know how to put it. I had it for a second and it left my little brain there for a moment. We need to keep fighting because I don't think the left can withstand as long as we can. We're justified in our actions. And as I said, the left just they're pandering to the smallest denominator that they think will help them out the most. And that's the thing. It's the smallest denominator. Oh, dang. I can't believe the show is almost done. We need to stay the course no matter how dark. And I was talking to my parents all weekend, and they agree. They're worried about the direction this country's going in, and if we're too split and what's going to happen. They feel there's going to be a powder keg, and the left is pushing for that powder keg, as I talked about earlier. They want that powder keg to blow, but I don't think they realize just how bad it's going to be if that powder keg does go. I don't think the left's prepared for that battle. I don't want to see that battle. But they just have this feeling that they're justified in their actions. And it won't be good for them. Won't be good for anybody. The ones that'll lose will be the American people. With that, I want to wish a good day to everybody. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense. I will be back tomorrow, 11 a.m., right here on SHR Media and High Plains Radio. Have a good day. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.